This video is about how I make borscht for my family. Today's a pretty special day. Karen, my lovely bride, bought me this motorcycle for my 75th birthday. And I've tried to figure out a way I can repair. I think today is a way. Now our daughter has a little special event she's going to. Karen is going with her for the day. So what's going to happen is I'll be in the kitchen all day today, and I want to make Karen a surprise meal, my grandma's borscht. Now I had a very close relationship with my grandmother, and she would make borscht to die for. I'm going to share that recipe and how to make it on this video. So step one is to get a lot of the things prepped. In this case, the potatoes. We're going to peel 3 potatoes for the mix. Now keep in mind, making anything, especially borscht, there's a million recipes and everybody has their own little personal taste on things. I happen to have tried many of them, and the one I really like is my grandmother's recipe, but there are countless amounts of variations on it. But step one is always to prep everything up. Now it's just me, I like to get the eyes out of the potatoes, but again, some people don't even care about this. It's one of my little pet things, and I remember Grandma telling me it was an important thing. So if she said it, it must be important. God rest her soul. And I do remember, as a child even, what this soup would taste like on a freezing cold day. And the next step on this is to cube the potatoes. Every part of this is a relatively easy job, and this is what makes it fun to do. We're going to try to get all the prepping done, and then we'll be ready to make that borscht. So while I'm doing the rest of the prepping, the diced potatoes are going to sit in ice water. And this is the part of the job pretty much everybody loves. Dicing up the onions. One of my favorite parts of the job. But it has got to be done if you want that borscht to have the flavor of Grandma. We need 3 potatoes so far and an onion and a half. We have 1.5 onions diced and ready for, we're doing all the prep first, of course. Okay, the next step is to dice up 1 bell pepper. A lot more fun than dicing up 1 onion. And this recipe calls for a red pepper, of course, which I think contributes along with the beets into the beautiful red coloring of the soup. Now here's where it really pays to have some nice sharp knives. And I don't. These knives are well worn. None of the knives in my kitchen are professional quality, but we still manage to make do. And so we have 1 red bell pepper now, ready to go. And this is when it starts getting exciting, when you start to see all the stuff prepped up, at least I do. I start getting hungry. The problem is I'm always hungry. 1 chopped red bell pepper, prepped and ready. Pulled off the outer leaves, and I'm going to quarter the cabbage next. Grammy always called for cabbage right from the old country. Well, unfortunately, we got this at a local grocer. The next step is to get the core out of the cabbage before we do our magic with it, and usually that's about it. And our objective here is to get this as thin as possible. It's always better for the soup to have it shredded thin. And that's 1/4 cabbage shredded. And if you have good knife skills, make it as thin as possible. The thinner the better. I wish I had better knife skills. And the next thing is 2 shredded carrots. Now, to be honest, I bought these shredded, but I'd rather be honest because I know somebody may think that I had this shredding skill and I don't. And the final thing is to mince up 2 stalks of celery. This is easy to do. And what's real nice about this is I had just made soup a few days ago and I had this in the freezer, so I'm just re-mincing it. Now it's time to put gloves and an apron on. If you don't, and I can remember now, back in the day, my grandmother didn't have gloves. They didn't invent gloves. But her hands would be red. It looked like she murdered somebody. I don't want that. So when I go to church this weekend, I don't want to be all red. So anyway, here's the bottom line. Beets, we got these from a local grocer. And these are as fresh as can be. They're striped beets. This is going to make for some beautiful, beautiful borscht when this is all ready. And this is one of the final things we have to prep up. Now, as I'm peeling these, I want to thank my good friends Dallas and Nancy, who made me this as a gift. So it was actually a birthday present. They know I was cooking and doing a lot of cooking training would be the right word. And I appreciate this. It has a motorcycle motif. And let me tell you, cooking is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's not a whole lot different than restoring an old motorcycle. You get dirty, you need aprons, you need gloves. And you gotta be hungry for borscht. Okay, using my Cuisinart and my pulse feature. Oh man, oh, I love it, I love it. This is the best part of the job. Oh, if you could only see this in real life. Oh my God. That is a thing of beauty. I always enjoy prepping up all the ingredients because I know from this point on, this is going to be nothing but an enjoyable experience. And at the end of it, I'm going to have some delicious borscht. Now we need to use our extra light Bertolli olive oil. I'm pre-warming up the pan with the olive oil in it. Okay, once the pan is hot, 10 minutes on the beets. All right, as soon as this starts sizzling, time to add the beets. And this is going to sit in here for about 10 minutes with a little stir every few minutes. While that's happening, I'm going to make me up a delicious cup of coffee. Now, everybody that knows me, my friends, family, know I love coffee, but there's one thing I love more than coffee. Coming home from an ice cold motorcycle ride and having a cup of borscht. 10 minutes in the oil. Little light stir every minute or so. Get it evenly cooked. And a good way to kill off the 10 minutes and make yourself a nice cup of coffee. The second best thing on a cold day. The next thing is 4 cups of chicken broth, 6 cups of water, and then we're just going to stir this baby up. It's starting to look like soup. It's supposed to look like soup. But wait till it's done. You haven't seen anything yet. So that's going to boil now for 15 minutes, then we're going to put in our potatoes and carrots. So we're adding the potatoes and carrots, and this is going to sit. I'm going to babysit it. When I say babysit it, I mean stir it every once in a while. I'm not sure you have to do that, but I remember my grandma sitting by the stove, and there was magic coming out of that soup pot. I remember it. It was, my God, 60, 70 years ago or whatever. And I can still remember that smell and the delicious soup she used to make. So this is going to sit for 8 minutes, and then we're going to add the cabbage. Now every stove, of course, is different, but this is on our setting here that for an electric stove, I don't want it boiling, I want it simmering. Okay, I'm sauteing up the onions and the peppers. I'm going to add the celery. I've got the pot preheated, oiled, and this is adding a wonderful smell to the kitchen, as well as making me cry. Oh, the smell of a kitchen that's in production like this, oh, it just brings back childhood memories. It brings back a lot of good memories, believe me. All right, so now we got our 2 pots, and just a question of waiting for these things to be combined. Okay, time to add the cabbage, and then this is going to sit and simmer for 8 more minutes. Again, I have my old school way of doing this. I just like to babysit it. And by the way, just to mention a thing, that some people like the look of a super red borscht. That super red comes, of course, if you use the red beets. We've used the striped beets, so this will be a more clear soup, but there's a million recipes for borscht. If you If you were to go to, especially to any Eastern European country, I don't think any two people make it the same. And that's the beauty of it, is every family had their own secret little recipe. And another wonderful thing, there's things for, actually, there's recipes for borscht that have meat. We do the vegetarian borscht. The reason is we like I just like the taste, to be honest. But there are many meat variations of it. This is what's nice about cooking, and boy, the smell in the kitchen right now, oh my God. So after 8 minutes, we're going to add that to the soup and of course stir it. Okay, so the next thing, and this is tomato paste. 4 tablespoons of tomato paste. This will make it a little bit redder, but if you use the red beets, sometimes the soup comes out, looks like red paint, but no matter how you make it, the flavor is always good. I've never had any recipe of borscht that I didn't like. But keep in mind, I'm an Eastern European, and I have a taste bud for all things Eastern European. When I was in Russia, we went on a river cruise. Some of the food from Eastern Europe is just off the chart good. And I don't know, unless you make it yourself, I don't know how you can get that flavor here in the United States. Okay, now time to add the more ingredients. More ingredients. We stir this up. And again, I'm already getting hungry. I was hungry to begin with. The problem is I'm always hungry. And this is the part, as you add the ingredients, the smell just gets richer and more aromatic. Oh my God. This is a meal. It's really not a soup, it's a meal. And here's the final little thing. I have my own little recipe, but it's basically a spoonful of each, and then I taste it, and sometime I'll add a little garlic or add a little whatever. And this is the part where you can make the soup a little stronger or a little weaker, right here. And of course, it's all personal taste, just like all cooking is. This is one of the final steps. So as I mix this up, each one is just a little bit different. I've added more salt, less salt at times, and if you overdo the salt especially, it's a good idea just add a spoonful of sugar into it, and that seems to kill it. But the overall flavor, at this point in time, you can pretty much tell what you have. Once this is simmering a couple more minutes, I'll know. And I already did this already. I already took a little spoonful taste. This is the taste. If you like Eastern European food, there's almost no way you're gonna not like this. Just like if you're Italian, you'll love pizza and you'll love ravioli and whatever. This is the equivalent for Eastern European people. So this has been sitting about an hour, and the reason I'm kind of rushing this is Karen is due home very soon, and I want her to take a taste of this. And I've been taking little tastes along the way. It is delicious. Oh, I see Karen is coming in the driveway right now. Ooh, I'm trying to do the presentation. Ooh, she'll be so impressed. This really worked out great. You couldn't have it any better. And we got, oh, there she is. Come on in, I got a surprise for you, baby. Guess what I made?
No.
Guess what I made?
What is this? Is it borscht?
Ah!
Oh my God, look at this.
Who's the hero husband now? Do I get a vote for the husband of the year?
How did you do
this? It's a surprise.
Oh my
God.
And you cleaned up.
I did the cleanup, and I figured the biggest thing of all, if you like the borscht, I get another new motorcycle for my birthday next year.
I'm not sure I'm going to like it that much. Wow.
Oh yeah, taste it. Go ahead, before you get undressed. I already tasted it. It's a killer.
Help you?
No, but there's nobody here. How could they help me? Watch, it's still hot. I didn't know what time exactly you were getting home. Am I the husband of the year? Come on. Come on.
Oh my God, tastes like grandma's.
Or maybe I'm the Eastern European husband of the year.
Oh my God.
About that new motorcycle I need for my collection. I've been thinking,
oh my God, this is...
how's that going to work out? My birthday's coming up in 350 days or something.
Oh my God, I can't believe how good this is.
It is good. I've been tasting it all along. Well, what do you say, baby?
Thank you. Grandma will be proud.
Grandma, you'd be proud.
Your grandma and my grandma.
So my bride is very happy. She enjoyed the soup, and we had a great lunch. So I want to thank the COVID healthcare workers keeping us safe, and thank all you people that have enjoyed watching me cook. I am a cook in training, and I'm trying to get better every day. Thanks for watching.